So question number 1, we want to solve the equation 4g equals 12. Now, to get g, you have to divide both sides by 4. So you have 12 divided by 4, and the answer is 3. And then the second question, solve x minus 3 equals 8. To get x, you're going to add 3 on both sides. So x is going to be 3 add 8, and definitely that's going to be 11. The third question, solve x plus 5 equals 7. For this, you're going to subtract 5 from both sides, and that's definitely going to give you 2. Question number 4, solve x plus 7 equals 4. To get x, you need to subtract 7 on both sides, and definitely this is going to give you minus 3. For this fraction, we have to solve the equation. To get x, you need to multiply 4 on both sides. So definitely x is going to be 4 times 7, and that's definitely going to be 28. And number 6, we have another fraction here, equal 10. And to get x, you have to multiply 2 on both sides of the equation. So x is going to be 2 times 10, and definitely that's going to be 20. Solve the equation 2w minus 1 equals 13. For this, we're going to add 1 on both sides. So this is going to be 13 add 1. Definitely, this will reduce to 14. To get w, you divide 2 on both sides, and definitely that's going to give you 7. For number 8, we have 3y add 4 equals 22. To get y, the first thing you need to do is to subtract 4 on both sides. And when you do this, you simplify to, I think it's going to be 18. And to get y, you divide 3 on both sides. And definitely, this is definitely going to give you 6. For number 9, here's a double fraction equation. The first thing we need to do is to subtract 3 on both sides. That reduces to something like this. And now, of course, the c over 2 is equals to 7. And to get c, you multiply 2 on both sides. So c is definitely going to be 2 times 7, which is definitely going to give you 14. Number 10, we have the equation 10y minus 3 equals 24. The first thing we need to do is to add 3 on both sides. So we have 10y is equal to 3 add 24. Then we have 10y is equal to 27. To get y, you have to divide both sides of the equation by 10. And definitely that's going to give you a decimal 2.7. Now, I know some guys may want to do this as a fraction, okay? Okay, this is a divide, okay? So that's very, very important. Number 11, we have this equation. The first thing we have to do to get w is to subtract 20 on both sides of the equation. So that's going to simplify to 4 take away 20. So we have 8w is equals to minus 16. To get w, you divide both sides of the equation by 8, okay? And definitely that's going to give you minus 2. So w is minus 2. Number 12, we have the equation 12, take away y equals 5. Well, for me, I think I need to add w on both, y on both sides of the equation, and then subtract 5. And that becomes 7. So y is 7. Number 13, you have 18 minus 4a equals 12, equals 2, rather. For this, again, I might want to add 4a on both sides, and then subtract 2 on both sides. And that simplifies to this. And then if you simplify this, this is going to be 16 equals 4a. And of course, to get a, you divide 16 divided by 4. The answer, a is definitely going to be 4. For number 14, we have 2e minus 8 equals 14. To solve the value for e, you need to add 8 on both sides. So this simplifies to 2a is equal to 22. And to get e, divide both sides by 2. And definitely that's going to be 11. For next, we have w plus 3 divided by 4 equals 6. This is a fractional equation. The first thing we need to do is to multiply 4 on both sides. Or simply multiply 4 and 6. So you're going to have w plus 3 is equal to 4 and 6 multiply, you get 24. Now, to get w, you subtract 3 on both sides. So w is definitely going to be 24, take away 3. So w is 21. So w is 21. And now we come to 16. We have a simple equation, but with brackets, single brackets. So the first thing we do here is to expand the bracket. 3y plus 12 equals 24. The next thing, we have to subtract 12 from both sides of the equation. Definitely that reduces to 12. And to get y, you divide both sides by 3. And you get 4. So w equals 4. Number 17, again, similar to the previous one, you expand the brackets. You have 10y plus 35 equals 20. The next thing we do is to subtract 35 on both sides of the equation. You have 20, take away 35. Then you have 10y is definitely equals to minus 15. And to get y, you divide both sides by 10. That's going to be negative 1.5. Or you could say negative 3/2 as a fraction. Well, I'd rather leave my answer as a decimal, okay? And then number 18, we have unknown letters on both sides of the equation. Now, the way we solve this kind of question is where we have to take like terms on one side of the equation and also on the other. For this, I'm going to subtract 5w on both sides. Now, why I do this is so that all w's can come to the left side and every other number without any letter goes to the right-hand side. So this simplifies to 7w minus 5w is equals to subtract 3 on both sides. You have 9 minus 3. Now, if you simplify this, you get 2w is equals to 6. And w will become 6 divided by 2. And that's going to give you 3. So we know w is definitely going to be 3. And then we come to another one here. Again, we're going to expand the right side. But before that, let's write the left-hand side expression. 7y plus 6. And then we can expand the right side. So it's going to be 5y minus 10. Now, the next thing we need to do is to subtract 5y on both sides. So you have 7y minus 5y is equal to, and subtract 6 on both sides, minus 10 minus 6. Now, this simplifies to 2y equals to minus 16. Then y is definitely going to be minus 16 divided by 2. The answer is minus 8. And number 20, again, we have to expand the bracket. So definitely we have 8x minus 20 is equal to 5x add 4. Now, the next thing we need to do is to subtract 5x on both sides. So we have 8x minus 5x is equals, and then add 20 on both sides of the equation. So 4 plus 20. Now, this simplifies to 3x is equals to 24. To get x, you have to divide 24 by 3. Then you get 8. So x is 8. For number 21, again, we have to expand the brackets. So if you expand this, you have 4x plus 2 is equals, expand the right side, you have 3x minus 12. Okay, so what we'll do here, we have to subtract 3x on both sides. So we have 4x minus 3x, then the equal sign. And then here we subtract 2 on both sides. So you have minus 12 minus 2. Now, if you simplify on both sides, you're going to have x here, and then definitely you have minus 14. So x is minus 14. And then we go to number 22. Okay. Now, again, we have to expand every bracket, color light terms, and then you solve. So that's just a simple step. So first, we have to expand this. There's going to be 15c minus 10. Then it's a minus 7c here is equals to 40 minus 2c. Now, on the left side, I want to simplify further. 15c take away 7c. That's 8c, and then it has minus 10 equals 40 minus 2c. Now, what I can do here is to add 2c on both sides. 8c plus 2c equals, and then subtract, and then add 10 on both sides. That's 40 plus 10. Now, this simplifies to 10c equals 50. Obviously, c will have to be 50 divided by 10, and that's going to be 5. And now we come to the concluding one. So basically, we want to figure out the values for x, y, and z. And the best place to start is where you have all letters the same, and happens to be here. So we have, if you add this 4 w's, it gives you 20. Obviously, to get w, okay, to get w, you have to divide 20 divided by 4. So w is 5. So we know this is 5. So I'm going to somehow pull this number here So this is 5, 5, 5, and 5. The next thing we need to do is I can look at this. I can see I can get the value for x by replacing here with 5w, 5, and I really want to go to x. So you can see 5 plus 5 is 10. Add 2x is equals to 24. Now, of course, I'm going to subtract it on both sides. So that's going to be 2x simplified 24 minus 10. That's 2x is equals to, I think, 14. Yeah, all right. So get x, I divide by 2 on both sides. So x is definitely going to be 7. So now we know something very interesting here, that x is 7 here, and then here is 7. So now we can go in here again, replace what we know, okay? We know here to be 5, and then we know x to be 7, okay? Here, and then here is 7. So, okay, we can use that value, these values, to work out y. Again, to do this, let's take a very simple approach, okay? So we have 5 plus 7 plus 7. That's definitely going to be 19. So we have 19 plus y is equals to 25. Obviously, y will have to be 25 minus 19. I think that's going to be something like 6. So y is definitely going to be 6. So now we are making some headway here. So we need to work out the value for z. So again, what we do is to replace what we already know. Here is 7. And of course, we know w is 5. And we know y to also be 6, okay? So with this, we can easily work out the value for z. So I think what we can do here, basically, is I'm gonna add 5 plus 7, that's 12, plus 6, 18. So I have 18 plus z is equals to 30. Okay. And to get z, all we needed to do is subtract 18 on both sides. And that's going to give us definitely 12. So we know x to be 12. Now, if you add this across, you see you're going to get 20. If you add across, 24, again across, and across, you get the corresponding values on the right side. So this is it.